Hello and welcome to another Moog demo library. In today's video we're going to be exploring Muse, and in particular we're going to look at how to build a sequence on the sequencer in Muse. So to begin, I'm going to hit the SEQ button. That's going to give me access to the 16 different sequences I have in the current bank, and you also additionally have 16 banks that each contain 16 sequences, so you can store a total of 256 sequences inside of Muse. And on this page we can see the tempo that's stored with that sequence. If I want to adjust it, I can just change the tempo knob to set a different BPM. And I can also see the clock division that the sequence is running at, and I can adjust that with the clock div knob, but for now I'm going to leave it at 16th notes. So then I'm going to go to the step page, and this is where we can access each step within a sequence and see all of the note data and the gate length data, all of that stuff that's stored within a step. So to build up a sequence while the sequence is stopped, you simply hit the record button so that it illuminates. I'm going to select the bi-timbral of this patch, which is just a simple mono sound, and now I can enter notes and we will see the playhead advance as the sequence is populated. And I can hit play and listen to it. I'm going to slow the tempo down a little bit more. Now if I hear something that I want to change, I can actually do it while the sequencer is running, and if the record button is lit solid, that lets me know that I'm in a mode where anytime I play a note, it will replace all of the note data on the current step wherever the playhead is located. So now I can just play notes in to add and change the sequence that I put in. Maybe I want to add a couple rests. I can do that with the INIT button. So now what I want to do is actually add some chords. So I'm going to go to the A timbre of this patch. And for this I'm going to hold the shift button and hit record so that it blinks. This lets me know that I'm in overdub mode, and now anytime I play while the sequencer is running, it's going to add notes to the step where the playhead is rather than replace any note information. So let's add some chords. So you can hear I've captured my chords, but if I don't like what I've just done, I can turn the record button off, and then I can hold INIT down and press record, and that will undo anything that was done the last time that the record button was on. So now I can once again go back in, turn overdub on. So now I have chords in there that I like a little bit more. And what we can also do now is we can look at all of the individual steps and see what's stored on those steps just by selecting them. I can also use the select encoder and go to the note tab to look at the notes, the gate tab to look at the gate lengths, velocity tab to look at the velocities, the time tab to see where every note falls on the grid, and the timbre tab to look at how timbres are allocated within that sequence on a particular step. Now if I want to replace a particular step and not have to worry about my timing, I can select a step that I want to replace, I can hold it down, and then enter a series of notes. I don't even need to play them as a chord. I can just move around while I have the note held down, and they'll continue to get added. And now when I release, all of those notes will be contained on that step, so it's a really easy way to edit and add notes or chords into the sequence that you've made. I can also still use overdub mode while the sequencer is stopped if I wanted to add individual notes on a per step basis. So we can see that the playhead continues to advance as I add notes onto these steps. So I've just added a whole other monophonic line in addition to the chords and the monophonic line I have on timbre B. So let's hear how that sounds. So as you can see, the sequencer is really easy and fun to work with building up sequences, and we've barely scratched the surface of what the sequencer can actually do, because we can increase the step length, we can create sequencer chains, we can add probability, both pitch probability and gate probability, velocity probability, all sorts of things. So the sequencer is a really deep compositional tool to use when working with Muse.